Now, the nature and functions of philosophy. So, the definition of philosophy is coming from the two Greek words, philos and sophia. So, when you intertwine the two, that is the love of wisdom. Basically, it is a study of general and fundamental questions about existence. It's all about the knowledge, the values, reason, mind, and language. Such questions are often posed as problems to be studied or resolved. So the term was probably coined by Pythagoras. Okay, so that is the etymology of the word philosophy. Now, in order to deepen the understanding of philosophy, let's try to deepen our knowledge, the distinction between what is philosophy and what is not. Okay, it is based on the understanding philosophy, introduction of philosophy by Philip A. Pecorino. Okay, according to him, philosophy is not a way of life. Why? Because every person does have not his or her own philosophy. Very confusing, no? Philosophy is not to be confused with its product. What the philosophers provide is a body of philosophic thought, not a philosophy. So meaning to say, philosopher could only provide a philosophic thought, so body of philosophic thought, not a philosophy. So meaning to say, the philosophy that we have today is only explained by other people rather than the philosophy itself, because the philosopher provides only its body of philosophic thought and not a philosophy. So the meaning of philosophy today is not anymore the meaning of the philosophy that they went through the process in order to gain the code, the, the word philosophy. Now, according to this author, philosophy is an activity. When we say activity, there is a workout, there is a moving situation. This is a quest after wisdom. So philosophy is an activity of thought. So this is a process. There is a process wherein there is something happening in a thought. Philosophy is a particular quite type of thought or style or thinking. So according to this author, a philosopher enacts a philosophy, a quest for wisdom, or a quest after a wisdom. Furthermore, according to him, philosophy is not picking or choosing what body of thought one would like to call one's own or would like to believe in. A choice based upon personal preferences or feelings. According to him, philosophy is a pursuit. One can choose to be a philosophical. One can choose to be a philosopher. But one cannot choose a philosophy. So philosophy comes out after a pursuit. Okay? So philosophy, insofar as it may be correlated at all to a way of life, it is a form of thinking meant to guide our action or to be prescribed a way of life. So according to him, it is a form of thinking meant to guide our action. So meaning to say, there is a parallelism between the action and the thinking in order to prescribe a way of life, and that evolves the world philosophy. Now, to itemize the philosophy as critical process of thoughts, It involves resolving confusions. One of the main tasks of philosophy as critical process of thoughts is resolving confusions. Not only confusions, but also unmasking assumptions, revealing propositions, and distinguishing the importance. And aside from distinguishing the importance, what is the most important thing, they philosophy as critical process of thoughts, they test the positions. In order to validate the position, they test it. And after that, they need to correct the distortions and somehow looking for reasons. Okay? So, on this particular thoughts, they also examine worldviews and questioning conceptual frameworks that has been used throughout the generations. Now, aside from that, it also includes the dispelling ignorance. Philosophy as critical process of thoughts dispel ignorance. It also enrich our understanding, broadening our experience, and expanding our horizons, developing our imaginations, and most of all, philosophy as a process of thoughts controls our emotions and exploring the values that we need to value. It also fixes our belief systems by rational inquiry and establishing habits of acting. So in this kind of thoughts and processing thoughts, we widen our consideration, we synthesize the knowledge, and most of all, request for the wisdom. In the broader sense, philosophy is an arena wherein every detail has been explained. Okay? Now, why philosophy is important? Philosophy and its functions. Philosophy as a process of function, as an activity which respond to society's demands for wisdom. So as societies develop, no, the society's demand for wisdom. So which brings together all we know in order to obtain what we value. So meaning to say, as the community develop, as our community grows, it demands more wisdom. It demands more value. Okay? So philosophy as part of the activity of a human person and also as part of our education, both philosophy and education has always a common goal, and that is the development of the total intellect of a person. So the realization of the human potential. So the main goal why it is important is because this philosophy help us, including education, help us to realize that man, we humans, has a great potentials. And that is our intellect. And that is our being rational person.